And we're there. Hello. Hiya. Right, so as the title suggests, because there's no football for me to listen to on the radio tonight, and there hasn't been for weeks, let's not get down. Hello, vegetable gardening. Let's just talk about gardening instead. I've got a few things that I've jotted down so that I don't forget. My short-term memory is awful, to be honest with you. Ask me something I did 15 years ago. I can tell you in great detail. 5 minutes, I haven't got a clue. Literally have not got a clue. Right, so I've written them down. Just a few things I want to talk about. One of them's a new idea for my channel. One's about the meaning of plants videos, which I know some of you, not as many as I'd like. I can't move to that mansion, right, on the seafront in Morecambe if more of you don't start watching those meaning of plants videos. Have you any idea how long it takes to do those 2 to 3 minute videos? You're talking 2 to 3 hours. It's like an hour per minute of footage. So watch them, make me massive, and then when I'm in my mansion on the seafront at Morecambe, I'll have loads of time on my hands to watch more of your channel's content. So one of the things I want to chat about is about my meaning of plants videos. And the first one, Dean, hello Dean. Benny, hello. Dorothy, hello, good to have you here. The first thing I'm going to chat about now, normally when I have these kind of chat ideas, wouldn't it be good if we talked about this in a YouTube video? What I normally do is I put them into an episode of the Garden News. But to be honest, it's just miles quicker just to press the like button, smile for a stupid thumbnail like that, and then we just go and you're all there in the live chat and we can get chatting. Pag, hello. Oh, thanks for calling me young, Pag. Thank you. Later on this year, I'll be 42 years old. That, when I was a few years ago, I thought I'd be on a walking stick and, dribbling. But I still feel all right. So thank you very much for calling me young. Bibs, how's it going, big man? Right. Chat then. Chat. Where's my list? I've forgot my list now. Right. A lot of us have got more time on our hands at the moment than we normally would have. With things like less work, a lot of us are staying at home, that kind of thing. So I don't know about you. I'm watching more YouTube than I normally get to watch, and I'm really enjoying that, to be honest. And there's just one or two new to me channels I want to name drop. Tropical Plants at 53 Degrees North. If I remember rightly, he lives around the Chester area, which isn't a million miles away from me, and it's not a million miles away from Biblical. Hang on, pause, rewind. Well, while we're on the subject, mate, right, of channels and videos and things like that, you keep taking down your videos. Will you stop it? You're twisting my melon. Because there's certain times throughout the day when I need a bit cheering up, and I think to myself, do you know what? Sod it. I'm going to have 5 minutes me time. I'm going to go and watch one of Biblical's garden tours. So I go to your channel, and it's gone. Your garden tours, they're on, they're off, they're on, they're off. It's like Liverpool chances of winning the title. You know what I mean? Not quite certain if it's going to be done or not. Well, where's your videos at, mate? You keep taking them down. Okay, so Biblical has found a new channel too. Cumbie and Homestead. Yes, Woody. Long story short, he used to have a channel with his name in it. I think he got spammed or something. Someone did something to his channel. They put a link on. Top tip, go to your channel settings and block links. Don't let people put links in the comments. It doesn't go very well for a lot of people. It can be classed as spam. So his channel got taken down, but overnight overnight, but in a short space of time, he rebranded himself and came back with a different channel name. But yeah, he's an alright fella. He's not a million miles away from where I'm from. is a bit further up the M6, and you go left into the wilds of Cumbria. So yeah, 53 degrees north. Tropical plants at 53 degrees north. There's a channel I've recently discovered. I'm quite enjoying what they do. There's a lady from Huddersfield. There's a bit of a theme going here, isn't there? They're all up north. No reason. Well, I suppose there is. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Helen's gardening life. And I'm really hoping I've not mixed my channels up, but I think that's the lady from Huddersfield. So well worth a watch. And she's not new to me, another channel, but I think she deserves more exposure than what she gets. It's Kaylee, who I've just seen your name pop up in the chat. I have literally, before I pressed live for this stream, Kaylee, I was watching your bike ride video that you've just done today. Flipping heck. You went a bit of a way there, didn't you? My word. I couldn't do. I've not been on a push bike since I was like a kid. Do you know what I mean? A second-hand race. I always had a racer as well. I preferred racers, me. Don't know why, because going up and down the canal near my house, it just used to destroy it. Should have got a mountain bike, really. But when you're a teenager, you've got to make your own path, haven't you? So yeah, I always had a racer bike. Who else have we got in the chat? Hello, James. Ellie, 3000%. Hello. So there's just two. I could have given you a list of 40, but you don't want to be here for 4 hours listening to me just naming channels. It'll turn into one of those videos that's half an hour long, and literally it's someone with a shaky hand just filming a seed tray. Like, come on. You don't need to take half an hour to tell me that you're planting your tomato seeds. So I've only just given you two new to me channels off the top of my head there. In the live chat now, guys, let me know what channels have you recently discovered with this newfound time a lot of us have got on our hands, with which we can use to watch an awful lot more YouTube. So what new to you channels have you come across in the last couple of weeks? You don't have to be gardening related as well. Obviously, this is a gardening channel. I am going to be talking about gardening, but let's just have a chat about this. Who have we got in the chat then that I've not already said hello to? I think I've said hello to most people. There's part two coming, Kaylee. Flipping heck. Surprised you can walk properly after going all that way. My word. The Max, hello. Hello to you. Right, vegetable gardening. What's changing about yours? Have I jumped in halfway through a conversation here? Yeah. What's changing? I think you've changed your channel name recently, haven't you? If I remember rightly. Canning videos, Ellie. 3000%. I'm now the proud owner of a pressure canner. I remember when I was little, my mum used to have a pressure cooker, and every Sunday morning we'd go to church and she'd leave the pressure cooker on in the house, and I was always a bit worried that when we came back it'd have blown up and we wouldn't have an house left. Yeah, she had like a metal tray that went in the top, and she'd always do a sliced carrots in there, and then the potatoes would be underneath. And it always scared me a bit, that pressure cooker. Is your pressure canner a bit like a pressure cooker but bigger, so you can fit glass jars and that kind of thingy? So Biblical has recently discovered the motivated gardener. Is that the fella? He's an Englishman, southerner, but he lives in Nova Scotia, which I've looked on a map. It's not near Morecambe. It's a long way away from Morecambe. It's Nova Scotia. I think it's him. The motivated gardener, or is that the optimistic gardener? I'm getting my adjectives mixed up. Pag is finding less time to watch videos as his comments take a lot of work. Well, you're not wrong there, Flower. You rod for your own back. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You see, that's the problem, Pag. When you are on the pedestal that you're on, it gets a bit wobbly, dead eye up, doesn't it? When you're up in the winds and there's people at the bottom shaking it, it can get wobbly and it's tiring. You're kind of a victim of your own success there. If this is a bit of a tangent to some of you, just keep your eyes open on various gardening related channels for Pag's Poetic Prose. Pag's Poetic Prose. So glad I managed to say that without stuttering. Right. Fantastic. He's got the way with words, as that man. He really has. In fact, Pag, I'm going to make you an honorary Northerner. You have got the wordcraft of Stephen Patrick Morrissey, Sean William Ryder, Ian Brown. You've got the way with the words, me old China. There's your award. You are now an honorary Northerner. Congratulations, Pag. Right. And you're not allowed to send the award back, by the way. If you don't want it, just give it to someone at Christmas that you don't like, that kind of thing. So another new channel that somebody's discovered, Kaylee, sheep farmer called Sandy Brock. Okay. I'll try. In fact, I've got my pen and paper here. I'll write the name down. I'll go and check this out later. Sandy. Come on, pen. Don't fail me now. Sandy Brock. Right. Okay. Oh, going back to the pressure canner. Yes, Ellie says it's bigger and has an accurate pressure gauge. Most important, as you cannot use an ordinary pressure cooker. Well, you've probably saved a few lives there, telling us that, Ellie, because that's the kind of thing I probably would have done. Because I'm a skinflint, I would have probably brought a pressure cooker from a charity shop or somewhere like that, or a car boot sale, to save a few pennies. Took it home and effectively made something that's going to explode by not using it fit for purpose. So safety first, fun never. Thank you very much, Ellie. The Max pressure canners are very popular here in the USA. However, I prefer to eat more raw fruits and vegetables when possible. Fair dues. Fair dues. Got to be honest, I have watched an awful lot of canning videos by channels in the North American continent, both the US and Canada. Does seem to be quite a thing. Does anyone have a dehydrator? I have, and I love it. It's one of my bestest things, my dehydrator. Honestly, it just extends the usable life of the food that you grow by miles. Because you know what it's like. Certain plants like courgettes, you get 54,000 over like a 2-month period. You can't eat that many courgettes. Not even if you was a hardcore militant vegan, could you eat that many courgettes. You're gonna get sick of them. You're gonna look at a courgette and you're gonna vomit on people. Ain't nobody got time for that, right? So we dehydrate them and we spread the misery out throughout the year. So when we make soups, open up the saved coffee jars that I save and wash out, dehydrate stuff. When we make soups, I open them up. I pour in a handful of dried courgette, a handful of dried kale, whatever we've got dehydrated in the cupboards. Soups all year round through dehydrated food. Anyone else got a dehydrator? I swear by mine. Ellie, you dry your herbs with it. Yes, the Max, love my diet. So do I. Dehydrator love. That's a hashtag. Hashtag dehydrator love. I found it at a garage sale for $1. That's amazing. I love a bargain. Oh yeah. Ecocentric Homestead, hello. Statistically speaking, you are more likely to be killed by lightning than encounter botulism. Is that about the canning? Now, the job I have, I won't bore you in great detail about it, but one of the things I do as part of my job is I look at morbidity and mortality rates, things that make people ill or can kill people. And about yearly, we get 2 or 3 cases of botulism poisoning in the UK, believe it or not. And going back over recent years, the majority of the people that do get botulism and die in the UK every year, and there's only a very small number that die every year in the UK, but the majority of those originate from Eastern European countries, where there's more of a culture of making things like sauerkraut, that kind of thing. And if the hygiene isn't spot on when they're making it and jarring it, canning it, that's where the botulism can come in. Just a random fact for you there. Benny, your dehydrator has 13 trays, a skyscraper. Wow. Right then, next point. Where's my list? Right then, meaning of plants videos. Okay, we're in that period of the year, unless you're Benny, and she probably still has to ski to leave her house because there's snow, schnee, is it Norwegian, schnee, all over the place. Most of us now are getting into that time of year when things are growing, things are going, nature has gone mad, right? So there's, when I go out and about, in my backyard, allotment, wherever, I can see more plants at this time of year. For my meaning of plants videos, are there any particular plants you would like to see a meaning of plants video done about? Leave a comment in the chat, let me know. Now what I will say is, when I do the research for these meaning of plants videos, if it becomes apparent to me that there isn't any folklore about these plants, or that I can't find folklore, for example, there isn't a country in the world that has it as its national flower, or there isn't a county in the Republic of Ireland that has a story about fairies and witchcraft connected with a certain plant. If there's nothing like that, what I'll do, because I've got the footage, because I film it first and then I go away and do the research and edit the video, record the voiceover, all the rest of it. So if I can't find information that goes into a meaning of plants video, I then turn it into a plant profile video. I've done a few of those. One that springs to mind was about the flowering currant. So that's a good example. I'd recorded a flowering currant, took some nice pictures of it, took some video footage of it, turned it into a video, went to research it, couldn't find anything. There's no sort of like mythology about it or anything like that. So instead, I went to a different set of books and I turned it into a how to grow this plant style video, what conditions it likes, you know, what type of soil it prefers, that kind of thing. So what have we got in the comments? Peony or hosta? No, I've not done neither of those. I've got my pen and paper. Thank you, Biblical, for the inspiration. Peony or hosta? Right, yeah, earlier on, let's just go back a little bit. I'm on about gardening channels down south. Now, in a kind of nice way, take this as a backhanded compliment, right? You make me sick. That's why I much prefer to watch northern gardening channels. People like Benny, who lives in Norway, has to garden the hard way. People like Ryan, that lives in Canada, he has to garden the hard way. That's real gardening. We're not talking about people that live in Dorset, where it's almost subtropical, right? And your growing season is weeks, probably months in front of northwest England, Lancashire. And it just does my head in. Do you know what I mean? Well, oh, here I am in my Surrey garden and I've got a banana tree outside. I'm like, are you trying to wind me up? You've got a banana tree. Right, well, I'll tell you what. First of all, if I had a banana tree in Lancaster and Morecambe, not only would the weather just destroy it, there'd be about 4 weeks that I could safely plant it out for a year and leave it out overnight. If the weather didn't finish off my banana tree, right, my Musa whatever, because I don't speak Latin, it would get nicked. So you make me sick, basically. It's jealousy. That's what it is. I'm jealous. So that's what I was on about before about the southern channels. I didn't expand and elaborate. It's just jealousy, basically. I'm watching people with allotments like in London, because you've got a funny microclimate in London, because it's a large city and it gets a lot warmer and it stays warmer. There's people growing grapevines outside. For real, actual real grapevines. And I don't mean in a greenhouse, because there's a bloke at my allotment plot has it in a greenhouse. And you know what? He's there morning, noon, and night, actually kissing every leaf, thanking it for surviving. Right? He put some time into that grapevine that this fellow at my allotment site has got in his greenhouse. God knows what he does in winter. He probably goes up just as it's going dark, about 4 in the afternoon, and wraps a blanket around it, reads it a bedtime story. But I watch YouTube videos of allotment sites in London, and there's people with grapevines. There's people with like enough figs to open up a market stall. We got about 4 last year on my fig tree. That's in the most southern facing, sheltered, close to a wall that reflects the sunlight back off it, as close to the house as possible, coddled position I can possibly put my fig tree in. We got about 4 fig trees off it. And there's people down south get more figs than they know what to do with. There's people, if you draw a line south of Watford, right, there's allotmentiers with fig trees that have actually had to learn to juggle so that they can handle their fig harvest. While the rest of us north of Watford, we're in the hungry gap all year long. We are in the hungry gap right now. Right now. No grapes in Lancaster. Oh no. No figs. Well, 1 or 2 in Morecambe. Oh no. Who wants to grow papaya? Oh, Joyce. How tropical are you? You want to grow papaya, Joyce? Would you be able to do that outside in the Netherlands? Or would you have to put it in a greenhouse and give it some heat, that kind of thing? Ellie, 3000%. You grow a grape outside. It produces a small grape, but it's a great outdoor variety and tolerated the beast for the east. Well, that's fair enough. That's well, do you know why? There's no luck or anything involved. That's because you're a good gardener. It's because you know what you're doing. Some of us, I make most of it up as I go along. It's massively trial and error, with the emphasis being on the error, which certain people that comment on my videos can't wait to let me know about, which is great. Yeah. Oh, you're kidding. You're kidding, Joyce. Joyce. Ah, right. Benny's got an apricot. Oh, nice. Nice. You know what? Apricots, I think, are a bit special because I don't. It might have been because for a lot of years I smoked and I probably destroyed my taste buds, but the flavour is ever so delicate on an apricot, and that makes me like it because you have to concentrate. I think. Well, I do anyhow. When I'm eating an apricot, I have to concentrate to be able to taste it, and it gets special plant points from me for that. It's not just something that I eat without being made to think about. I am made to think when I eat apricots. Yes. So let's go back to my list. Yeah, any more plants, guys? Any more plants that you would like to see? If I can find these plants growing, it all depends on that, really. But are there any plants you would like to see me make a meaning of plants video about? I've not been reading every single comment, but it caught my eye. Peony and hosta. Passion fruit, sage. I'm not quite sure if passion fruit is still about what exotic fruits people grow on allotments in the UK. But I'll write it down anyway. Do you know what? We don't have a passion fruit. Passiflora edulis is the eating type. We've got a Passiflora caerula the passion flower vine in my backyard. The Karula type does well. Now, strictly speaking, I'm not quite right what I said there. Strictly speaking, you can actually eat the fruits of Passiflora Karula, but in reality, it's absolutely not worth bothering. You get the sensation that something's in your mouth, but they have zero taste. Absolutely zero taste. If you just want to fill your mouth, next time you're a passenger in a car, wind the window all the way down and just lean your head near the open window with your mouth open and just let the air go into it, because that's what eating a Passiflora Karula fruit is like. It's just like eating air. You can feel there's something in there, but it's not. You wouldn't want to grow it as an edible. Waste of space, waste of time. Passiflora edulis are the ones that we know and love as the edible type of passion fruits. So did I write that down? I got sidetracked. I'm awful at sidetracking myself. Passion fruit and sage. However, that said, Ruby, I did a little video a couple of years ago about the Karula, Passiflora Karula, the fruit of our passion flower, passion vine, whatever you want to call it. Ruby reckons you can taste something. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure myself. Right, passion fruit and sage. Any more plants? Lilies or clematis? No, I have not. And off the top of my head, I don't think we grow them. But you know what? All I've got to do is basically walk around the allotment, and someone will have lilies, and somewhere all over we'll find the clematis. Now, while we're on the subject of clematis, just a quick little straw poll in the live chat. Do you say, I say tomato, you say tomato, do you say clematis or clematis? How do you pronounce it? Do you say A or R? A or R? Clematis, clematis. How do you pronounce it? I'll tell you a little story. I don't mind embarrassing myself. I mean, look at this haircut. If I was easily embarrassed, I'd be sitting here wearing a hat. Look at the state of that forehead. Right then, dahlias. For years, I thought they were called dahlias. And the reason I thought they were pronounced dahlias is because it looked like the same way it was spelt as the children's author Roald Dahl. So I always called them dahlias. And then one day, someone was like, "What are you on about, you madhead?" I was like, explained it and everything, described it. What do you mean dahlias? Oh, I was like, I thought that was a different plant. So what have we got? Just very quickly before we go, clematis or clematis. Yeah, I've written that down. We've got hop. I will write if I can find hops. I will do a meaning of plants video about them. I need to be able to actually find the plant so I can film it. So vegetable gardening, clematis. Benny says it with a big A. Ellie 3000%. Clematis. Clematis. On Biblical's allotment, it's a ritual to have those plants. Okay. Vegetable gardening, the way you type that looks awesome. Dahlias. Dahlia. Well, I know that now, but like I say, for years I didn't. Hello, Angela. How are you? Ecocentric homestead. Capital letters like people type when they're angry. You know, when you write an angry letter or an angry tweet to someone. Clematis. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Angela. I'm just holding court, inviting people to take the mick out of the way I pronounce certain words, like dahlia, as I used to call it. Okay, so right, what I'll do, guys, is we'll move on to my next point. I will re-watch this later on with the live chat enabled, and I'll pick up any more plants that you might have suggested for possible future meaning of plants videos. Right then, a new feature for my channel. This is great, and you know it's great because I'll be honest and I'll tell you that it wasn't my idea, so that means it's got to be good, right? I had a very enlightening video, what do you call it when you FaceTime thing, video phone, video chat with both my daughters earlier on today. And I was basically, that's why my forehead's looking so big. I was pulling my hair out to them, like, oh, I don't know, it's just not happening on YouTube. Everything's, you know, it's so slow. There's people that have got like 6 subscribers. They'll drop one video planting potatoes, and in the first day it's got 4,000 views. I'm like, whoa, and I'm spending 3 hours on a 2.5 minute meaning of plants video. I'm putting in that much work and getting that much out. So they were giving me ideas, and Ruby came up with an absolute corker, right? It's like a feature, a challenge, but a challenge for me on my channel, which I will have to be challenged by, if that makes sense. So it's not one of those like Nick's Allotment Diaries sunflower growing challenge. It's not going to be open house. However, if any of you want to jump on board and do your own kind of thing, the possibilities for making little tweaks and changes to this and you know, making it slightly different, the possibilities are endless. So feel free. I'll tell you what the idea is. A new feature, a challenge called Let the Chicken Choose. And this was Ruby's idea, right? So basically, I have a binary choice in the video. Whatever the video is, it wouldn't fit into like a meaning of plants video. It'll be one of my food forest updates, allotment updates, allotment tour videos. It'll be something like that. Okay, I give myself an A or a B choice. It might be, right, I really want to plant some basil seeds this weekend, but I also really want to plant some cornflower seeds, just have some nice ornamental, lovely little flowers going around the pond at the allotment. So I'm going to do the Let the Chickens Choose challenge on this, and we'll film it. And basically, I put both seed packets down, and whichever one of the chickens has a go for first, that's the choice. The choice has been made for me by my 2 crazy chickens. Okay, which for the life of me now, that's why I've slowed down, because I'm doing more than one thing at once. I can't remember what our chickens are called, because I'll be honest, they both look identical to me. Ruby swears blind she can spot the difference, and she's got names for them. Right now, I have no idea what those chickens are called. Thing 1 and Thing 2. But which one is Thing 1 and which one is Thing 2? As I said, they look identical to me. No idea. So it might be a seed planting choice. And I can't do both. I've got to let the chickens tell me. Like, let the chickens choose. So what other kind of things could I do that's got like an A or a B? Just 2 choices, because I've only got, you know, I've only got a couple of chickens. So it doesn't actually need 2 chickens to do it, does it? It only needs one of the chickens to go for one of the 2 choices that I put in front of it. So it might be seed packets. You got any other ideas, guys? What other choices could I let my chickens make for me? Liam and Noel. I wish they were called Liam and Noel. Dipper and Drumstick. Oh, come on. That's we don't eat our chickens, we just get the eggs from them. However, they're lazy so and so's. We've not had eggs for a couple of months now. Mary, hello, Mary. Yeah, maybe she has a future in social media marketing. Yes, very well, could do. She gets all her good ideas from her hair, her crazy mad hair. It's like a net that catches flashes of inspiration that gets sent down from above. Ruby's big frizz ball hair catches them all. There's some great comments here, guys. Yeah, so at some point you'll see it in a future video. I don't know what the next video is going to be about. It might be another meaning of plants video, just because I've got about 11 or 12 different plants worth of material currently on my memory card. All I need to do is sit down with my editing app on my phone, turn them into a video. Well, I say all I need to do. That bit actually doesn't take very long. It's the researching that takes forever. You've not noticed how some of these poems I'm finding and are a bit obscure? It's because they are obscure. And obscure stuff is not easy to find. It takes me a long time to do the research for those videos. So, hair is an antenna. It is 3000%. Yeah, we've all got big antennas in lockdown then. Unless you've had a COVID cut like this, which is exposing me receding hairlines. Look at the state of that. It's like the sign for a well-known fast food chain that has drive-throughs. Look at that. Because baldy, baldy, baldy. I hate this haircut, honestly. I hate it. Hate it. Thanks, Ellie. That's nice of you, that, what you've just said. Thank you very much. I sometimes feel, though, like I'm talking into a vacuum with those videos. I really do. If I go to the allotment and film like 45 minutes of stuff, which gets turned into a 30-minute video of me mucking around with a hoe and throwing things on the compost heap, it gets that many views within like the first day. If I put love, you know, when I don't get me wrong, I put effort into filming at the allotment, but it's so easy to do because I'm up there to do the work. All I've got to do is get my phone out, press record, and just film me doing the work. So if I put more effort into a Meaning of Plants video and love as well, because I love doing them, absolutely love doing them. I find there's something beautiful about looking at the plants in a different way. I put that much effort in and I get that many views out. So when I hear things like that, what you just said, Ellie, it makes me want to keep making them. Because I'll be honest, they twist my melon sometimes, and I've wanted to just bin them off. Why do I bother? I'll just make makeup tutorials instead. They seem to do well, don't they? You know, it's nice to know that people are listening to you. So I'll just do makeup tutorials because, as you can see here, I am a moisturiser user. Yeah, as I could do with some moisturiser on my bald head actually. It's not good in the sun, is it, when you've got a bit of a slaphead thing going on. Right, Paul Arthur's bonehead. Yeah. Okay. Well, right, I've just been asked a question by Ellie. Is being a niche a problem? There's a yes answer to that and there's a no answer to that. In my book, it's not a problem. You've all got to find something in life that you want to do, haven't you? And I want to do Meaning of Plants videos. So it's no problem to me, but in terms of sort of like, in a way, how can I describe it? I'm worried that there's a big disparity, right? Me badly planting out potatoes at the allotment gets that many views. People are watching it, okay? Meaning of Plants video gets that many views. What I'm worried about is if I keep doing Meaning of Plants, them up there they're going to drop off, and I'll just be in a void, a vacuum. I don't want to put people off. I'm trying to please different groups of people here, I think. So I suppose an obvious answer might be, well, drop one of them and just go down one route. But I don't want to. I don't want to. I like having the different things going on. I also like doing the odd cooking video with the food that we've grown. Recently, I did a rhubarb and mint cordial recipe. Ruby makes a really good rhubarb sorbet, by the way. You look back, I've got a food preservation playlist. We've not got a rhubarb sorbet video in it, but what we have got, I think we once did a blackcurrant sorbet video. So just substitute the blackcurrant for rhubarb. Was it all up in the blender? Delicioso. I like doing those as well. So I like having a few different things going on, different places I can go to on my channel. But I just don't feel it's working. I don't feel it's working. So I've given you a right politician's answer there, Ellie, 3000%. is being a niche a bad thing? Yes and no, for different reasons. Make of that what you will. You can either make it out that I've got splinters in my bottom because I'm sitting on the fence. Make it out what you will. Do you agree, people? Do you disagree? Well, yeah, I try and please myself, but you know, I'm an hard person to please. Even I can't always please myself, Ellie. I struggle with that sometimes, you know. Yeah. Oh, Mary, do you remember that Rose production farm in Kenya? Did you see that stupid grin on my face? Honestly, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. If you don't know what I'm on about, people, imagine you're 6 years old, right? And then one night, Father Christmas comes into your room and says, "Come with me, I'm going to show you around my factory." Imagine the grin you would have walking around Father Christmas's house where he lives, where he makes all his toys for children. That is what I was like walking around that rose factory in Kenya. That was, you couldn't make it up. We went there, and the lad I was with, he had like a tripod and a fancy looking camera. He's good at photography. A lad called Jeff Norman. He's on Instagram. Go and check him out. I was there with him, and I think they saw Jeff's camera equipment, thought we were media, and it just so happens that when we turned up at this factory, just dead cheeky, we'd not arranged it or anything like that. You're not even really supposed to just go on a tour because, you know, we could have been anyone. We might have been a rival business that's going there on like a spying mission or to introduce a fungal disease that's going to wipe out their rose crop, right? But it just so happens that when we went there, they were having their 10th anniversary birthday party. And it was a huge party with a big marquee. All the staff were there. There were drinks floating around. So they thought we were media to cover the event. Well, they rolled a red carpet out for us and gave us like a gold-plated VIP tour. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Honestly, it's like I don't know, but being allowed to break into a sweet shop at night and just eat whatever you want. That's what it was like, just looking at all these roses in these polytunnels that were miles and miles and miles long, of just mile after mile of polytunnels growing on the slopes, the lower slopes of Mount Kenya, right on the equator in central Kenya, in the highlands of Kenya. It was just absolutely amazing. Honestly, that was, I don't think I'll be able to do anything like that again. That was really was a one-off, fluky, freak, chance of a lifetime, for which I'm so grateful for. I really am, honestly, because that was just fantastic. I'll never see anything like that again, I don't think. Right. I think so. Ecocentric Homestead. Let's see what you put. I think putting meaning of plants video regularly among other high view videos would be the proper solution. What, to eke them out a bit more? So you know, like, I don't know. What do you mean? No, I've misunderstood that. You said more regularly, didn't you? So do you mean like one allotment video, one meaning of plants video, one food forest back garden video, one more meaning of plants video? Do you mean like that, Ecocentric Homestead? Um, the thumbnail should follow the picture. Vegetable gardening says. Do you mean on my videos, or have I come into a conversation halfway through? Oh, I think I know what you're saying here, people. So do you mean the paving slab thumbnail that I use with the petals on, i.e. the channel name, Petals on the Paving Slabs? Do you mean don't use those? I'm following, I think it's Nick Nimmon. Nick Nimmons, is it? It was either him or Tim Schmoyer. He says, I've like a brand, kind of, well, a recognisable brand, so that when out the corner of their eye, people see your thumbnail down the right hand side of the screen, they know it's you. Just so that you stand out. So that's why I try and use the grey thumbnail that I use. It's not grey because a miserable person. It's a concrete paving slab. Is that what? Yes, on the video, not the grey one. Do you know, it's going to take a bit of courage for me not to use that. But look, pen and paper, I'm going to write it down. Oh, it's going to hurt me, this, getting rid of that, my thumbnail. Honestly, man. Trying to build a brand here. I want to be as big as, like, Virgin Airways. You see that V on a tailplane, you know it's a Virgin plane, don't you? I don't necessarily want to be like Richard Branson, because I don't think I'd suit a goatee beard. But that's the kind of thing I was trying to do. So hang on then. Get rid. Oh, you're asking a lot of me. You know, I'll do it because I'll listen. I'll listen to you. And you know what? It's worth a try, isn't it? Anything's got to be worth a try. Get rid of grey thumbnail and use something that's more reflective of the content of the video, perhaps. Right. Okay. Well, yeah. All right. Well, I will keep it quite self-explanatory though. Whatever I choose to use as each video's thumbnail in the future, I will keep it very obvious that it's something, the picture that you're seeing on the thumbnail is something to do with the content of that video. I'll try and keep it quite obvious. But another thing I don't want to do is clickbait. It winds me up when other people do it. Now, there is a garden channel that is clickbaiting their face off. And you know what? I've unsubscribed because they just wind me up. Titles of their videos with a thumbnail where their face is like horror, and the title will be like the end of the world, like I quit, capital letters. Remember I said before, when people write in capitals, it means they're angry. It'll be like, I quit, massive fail. And then you watch the video and they might have stung themselves on the nettle while they were weeding, and they're laughing about it. So it's not as dramatic as they were making out. So for that reason, I don't really want to go down the clickbait route. Won't be doing that because, like I say, I've unsubscribed to that channel because they do my head in. Because they never show what you think or what you have been led to believe they're going to show looking off the thumbnail and the title. The two don't match up, and I can't be doing that. It's confusing, it's misleading. I feel like I've been cheated. What are your thoughts on clickbait? While we're on the subject of YouTube clickbaits, what are your guys' thoughts on clickbait? Does it not bother you? Am I just being an angry, miserable so-and-so about it? What do you lot think about it? Let's look in the comments. Yeah, so vegetable gardening, yes on the video, not the grey. All right, I've written that down. I'll do that. Thank you for your suggestion. Thank you very much. There's some comments about Virgin Airways here. Yeah. Yes, it bothers Ellie as well. It makes you knee-jerk in case someone needs help. Well, yeah. It's playing with your emotions, isn't it? It's an emotional response. When you see a clickbait, you have an emotional response to it. And then when it's not paid off, when you don't get what you're expecting, whatever your motives are for wanting to follow through and click on that clickbait video, whether it's, as you say, Ellie, you've got an instinct, someone might need help, or if it's just like morbid curiosity, or what's a total failure, what's happened, they got blight on the face, you know, that kind of thing. What's gone wrong? Let's find out what's gone wrong, because I might be able to learn from their misfortune, perhaps, on the garden. And when it turns out that it's nothing to do with anything that you thought it might be, it's a bit, oh well, yeah, thanks for that. You just wasted my time. Enjoy my views, won't you? or don't enjoy my views because I'm unsubscribing. So what else have people put? I've seen it. Turf therapy. By the way, people, another new to me channel. Earlier on in the live stream, I was talking about new to me channels that I very recently discovered with all this newfound time to be able to watch a lot more YouTube that I've got because of a lockdown and things. One of these channels is Turf Therapy. He's, I believe, ex-US forces, or he's still serving, and he's found a niche at looking after grass, lawn care. I've watched some of his stuff, and what I've seen so far, the man knows what he's on about. And another thing I like, he's a thinker. He's thought about stuff. He's not just, so for example, I saw a really good video recently, and I do apologise, I forget your first name. I want to say Rob Turf Therapy. Is it Rob or Daniel? I might be wrong. It might be neither. I'm very sorry. I've forgotten your first name, but your channel name is Turf Therapy. And I watched one of your videos recently where you're doing a bit of a compare and a contrast on sprayers. And just the fact that the way you've done it, you'd put thought into it. And I liked that. I liked watching that. Now, the only grass I have in my life is like, it's not even a metre wide strip that runs down the side length of my allotment plot. And I don't even have a strimmer or a petrol mower. I've got a hand pushed little drum cylinder lawnmower, and it takes me about a minute to walk up and down it 3 times. Once down the left hand side, once up the middle, once down the right hand side. My grass, the total amount of grass I keep in my life, because I don't have any at my house, that grass has then been dealt with, right? But so I don't have an interest necessarily in grass or lawn or turf maintenance. However, you make your videos interesting, and if something's made interesting and presented well, I could watch all kinds of different subjects, and I very often do here on YouTube. But what I think what helps as well is that you're garden related. So you're not totally unrelated to my interest in gardening. It's not like I'm watching how to hand crochet a Kermit the Frog puppet. I've got no interest in that. I'm a trendy lad, me. Even though I haven't got a trendy haircut anymore, why would I want to watch someone hand crocheting a Kermit the Frog puppet? Right? Ain't nobody got time for that, have they? But that said, never say never. And if I ever find one of those videos and it's been done well and made interesting, I'll sit down and watch it all. So, guys, go and check out Turf. Oh, you're active. Okay. All power to you. Nice one. Nice one. Nice one. Hey, good on you. Good on you, mate. Got it right, yeah. A real mower. Is that what they're called? Rob. Right, nice one. Right, Ecocentric Homestead. There's a channel that the thumbnail never shows in the video. Then there's the channels that the title refers to 2 minutes of a 20-minute video. I hate both clickbait. So do I. I agree. I think most of us have agreed on here. Clickbait's not cool, is it? So, and yeah, clickbait's not cool. So you've also given me a lot to think about with a new way of presenting my thumbnails as well. So thank you for that. Seriously, thank you. I've written it down. I'll take it on board. I'm always looking to improve. Like I say, there's no point in doing this if I'm the only person that gets anything out of it. Because if you're just going to do a very self-centered hobby, trying to think of an example without offending people that might have that hobby, then there's lots of other things I could be doing with my time instead. Let's just be diplomatic and say that. Yeah. I'm not going to mention spending a full day in a golf course by yourself. Oh, I've said it out loud. That's all the people that play golf getting annoyed with me now. I play golf. What are you on about? Well, good for you, but it just doesn't really appeal to me. Right. Well, they're the points. please don't use the red text. Is that on my thumbnails, vegetable gardening? Because there's no rhyme or, well, there is a rhyme or reason. When I've used red text, it's basically because whatever colour's in the background, I've got various colours I can use. And when I'm making a thumbnail, I try each one, and whatever's most visible gets used. So, for example, you know what I mean, in the plants video, down the right-hand side, I have the text. Well, if it's a yellow petaled plant, like, I don't know, a dandelion, say, the text wouldn't stand out. So I have to choose a colour that sort of like contrasts and sticks out. But where possible, I'll write that down. Where possible, don't use red text. Is that anything to do with supporting or not supporting a particular football team by any chance? Because red is a colour I do actually have a bit of an aversion to. And I only use it, like I say, if I've gone through all the other colours and you can't really read what the writing says because of whatever colour the background in the photograph of the thumbnail is. So is red anything to do with your football team? Or a rugby team, Croft? Yeah. Right, so hang on. You've put the meaning of rosemary. I'll go and check that out because right now I can't remember what that one looks like. Meaning of rosemary thumbnail. Well, it might have to be that I changed the layout, perhaps, of thumbnails. But we're getting technical now. Let's talk gardening. Let's talk gardening. Right. Not written this down, but I'm going to ask you one more gardening question. Has any of you started anything off from seed today? Has anyone been pottering with some compost and little empty yogurt pots and getting any seeds planted? If you have, what have you planted today? Now, can I lean out of shot enough to have a drink of something that I don't want you to see what it is I'm drinking? I think I can just about get away with that, can't I? Oh, around the back. Yep, there we go. Has any of you planted anything today? What seeds have you started today? Let's have a look. All my notifications are going crazy here. Oh, Nigel! Muddy Boots! About 2 hours ago, I was watching, what's she called? Jane Kelly? Is it Jane Kelly? Her video from the start of April. You were one of the victims she'd pounced on to record some footage of yourself talking about what hobbies you do outside of gardening. Wow. Never knew you had it in you with the cycling. Flipping it. 1,000 miles? Holy moly. I bet it was an adventure though. Did you enjoy it? It sounded like a good adventure, that 1,000-mile cycle. Really did. And your photography as well, Nigel. Good pictures, man. Yeah, love it. So, Nigel, Muddy Boots, saying your name out loud, I know that you know who you are because I'm talking to you and saying that there might be other people currently watching this that, for whatever reason, they've not come across you, although they should have done, really, because you're massive, right? Let's be honest, if you're into gardening and you're watching this channel, there's no way you're not going to have heard of Nigel at Muddy Boots. Because if you like gardening, you're also going to be watching it done the proper way, like Nigel does it. So most people will probably be already there. But just in case you're not, check out Nigel's channel, Muddy Boots. Right. What have we got here? So I asked the question, what seeds have you planted today, if you've planted any at all? Biblical. Radish, basil, and sage. Yes, man. Okay. Sweet kale, sweet peppers. Nigel, sunflowers and sweet corn. Excellent. I was watching quite an entertaining discussion. Do you know Tony, Guru Murfinder, the Little Farmer's Farm channel? He's got a wise old elf. He's a bit like Gandalf without the beard and the stick. You shall not pass. He has a wise old elf on his allotment site. And when he speaks, it's like, you know, whatever he's saying, you need to listen to because of the way he said it. He's one of them men, he don't say much, but when he does, my God, it speaks volumes. And he just said, don't bother planting them out till the first week of June. And then he went dead and like cold-eyed and stone-faced, and he left it hanging. And I was actually terrified about planting sweet corn out earlier than the first week of June. And you know what? I'm not even growing sweet corn, and he scared me. Wow. You shall not plant sweet corn. What have we got here? Is who on the gin again? The rhubarb gin. Oh yeah, I've got a photo I'll be putting on my Instagram account next day or two. The gin is ready. It's been racked, bottled. Oh yeah. Only problem is I'm not actually at home. I live away with work, so I can't have any. I can't have any of it anyway. But it looks good. They've sent me a picture from home. It looks amazing. Wow, that colour. The colour on it's amazing. So what else we got? Oh, turf therapy. Please expand. Persian carrots. What are those? Is it just like is the Persian bit like the variety, like Paris Market carrots or Sweet Candle carrots, or is a Persian carrot actually a completely different type of vegetable? What? Please, could you explain what a Persian carrot is? Because I don't know. I'll hold my hand up. I've not heard of those. What other seeds have people been planting? Vegetable gardening. Your sweet corn is out in Dorset. Yes, but you're like 14,000 miles closer to the equator than I am. You can go paddling in the Gulf Stream. You've got palm trees in Dorset. I had my tattoo done in Poole, and it was like, I don't know, it was like walking around Poole, a place called Dr. Feelgood's, and it was down at the harbour. And I felt like I was in Miami because I was wearing a t-shirt and it was only March. And that was in Dorset. I can't wear a t-shirt sometimes where I'm from. In March, my word. I'm still wearing my big coat in May half the time, my big Liam Gallagher Parker. Yeah, a few big shout outs to the wise old elf. I think you know what I'm talking about. What's his name? He's not actually, that's not his name, Elf. He's got a proper name. But you know what I mean, don't you? He pops up on Tony's videos a lot. Nigel, my hometown, well, I say two different things because I live sort of like, it's complicated. Right. My postcode is Lancaster, the city of Lancaster. However, a bit like a really crap version of London, you know, like when you watch the EastEnders credits and it shows the River Thames that splits London in half. Well, we have a river called the River Loon that splits Lancaster in half. And I'm on the forgotten about side of the river. I'm on the north side of the river of Lancaster, which is nowhere near as big as the rest of Lancaster, which is south of the river. I am on the Morecambe side of the River Loon. So although I've got an LA1 postcode, right, like dead close to the city centre as the crow flies, that river is, I might as well be miles away. So sometimes when people say where you're from, I say Lancaster because that's correct. Other times, it depends how I feel. I sometimes say Morecambe because of the one-way system, getting over the bridge into town and that, it's sometimes quicker to just go into Morecambe, which is, you know, I'm right on the edge of Morecambe, like literally just a few hundred metres down the main road, it then becomes a Morecambe postcode. So I sometimes say Lancaster, I sometimes say Morecambe. Both of them are paradise, though. Yeah. Both of them are beautiful. Right. Always time for the Parker. Yes, biblical. Yes. I have summer Parkers and winter Parkers. Right. Joyce, see you later. See you later. Thank you very much, Joyce, for joining us and joining in. Thank you. Right. I'm desperately trying to look for, as turf therapy answered about me Persian carrots. What's a Persian carrot? I might have to go back through the 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 comments, but I won't do that now. You don't need to see me sitting here in silence with my lips moving as I'm reading the comments. Like, oh, it's called Joe. Why is old elf's called Joe? Thank you, Rose. Thank you. Oh no, Rose is your daughter. I'm speaking to the mother, I presume. Right, guys, you've been amazing. Okay, and if you've not pressed that thumbs up, just do it. Right, you know, come on, I'm on 6 here. There's more than 6 of you watching. You've been amazing. I've really enjoyed chatting with you. Wherever you are, I hope you're safe and sound. Right, I hope you're keeping well. I hope that all your families are also keeping well and that you all remain to stay safe. All right. This isn't going to last forever, is it? There's going to be one hell of a party when life gets more back to normal. But for now, we're lucky in a way because we have a love of gardening. If we don't have our own garden, we know how to enjoy other people's gardens because of places like YouTube. We can go on and watch all these fantastic channels that we've been talking about and that have been joining in the live chat. So thank you very, very, very much for joining me in this chat. Really, honestly, I've loved it. Thank you very much. You've given me so much to think about. I've written some stuff down. I'm going to spend the rest of the evening now scrolling back through the chat, looking at all your suggestions and ideas and your answers to the questions I've been asking you with. Right. So seriously, guys, thank you so much. And do you know what? In good lockdown style, I am literally actually just wearing a t-shirt. It's a really good job for you. You can't see below there because I've got underpants on. And that is it. I reckon a lot of newsreaders are doing at the moment that are broadcasting from their kitchens, and they've all got bookcases behind them, haven't they? Like that. Right. I too am literally just sitting here in my underpants. So it's lucky for you. You didn't get to see that. All right, guys. Take care of yourselves, won't you? Right. Thank you, and I'll see you later. Ta-ra, guys. I have got my underpants on. No lie.